think he's fought it a little bit. There's no question. But I do like the way he's working on the defensive side of things, So I think he's he's still bringing a consistent work ethic and good detail to his game on the checking side. Obviously, part of his job is to help create offense, and it hasn't worked out for him so far this series. So he's looked at a couple of things. I think he needs to relax a little bit and trust his skating in order to be a dangerous player. And I saw some improvement in game 4, so hopefully he can continue to go here for game 5.
Justin and Pierre.
Logan has had some really loud plays in this series. The fourth line in general, they're playing well. Just what would you say is the identity of that group?
Well, they're a highly competitive, hardworking group that plays to great detail all the time. Very consistent on what they do, so that they're a handful to play against because of that. They're connected all the time, and they're obviously very good checking line, and their job is to help create and spark offense when they can and build momentum in games, and they've done that.
Here,
Jared, how's Colton coming along? And as a second question, what's your philosophy in general of not touching a lineup or changing a lineup after a win?
That would be all gut feeling, just like studying guys. I'm not locked into the same lineup after a win or loss. I'm just kind of looking more what those individuals have provided and what our options are and how we want to use them. So, and Colton's getting better slowly but surely.
Jesse.
You told us the other night that you thought that was Brock's best game of the series, and maybe best game since he's been here. What did he do different in that game than maybe what he'd been doing in games 1 through 3?
More of an attack mentality for me, skating the puck, protecting the puck, hanging on to his shooting with opportunity. He's been really good since he's been here on the defensive side of it. Again, it's part of his job to help create offense, and I think he did that better last game.
Go ahead, back there.
Jared, as you get toward the later games in the playoff series, in your experience, how does the finality of it could be over in a couple of days or we could be moving on change the emotions and the intensity of a team?
It's been an intense series from the start, in my opinion. I think both teams know what's at stake. They know that this is a very difficult round against very difficult opponents. So, that passion and intensity has to be there as early as often as it can possibly be there. But you can see the desperation in teams. The checking side of it is also at a high level. It's difficult to create chances, difficult to score. Every power play, every penalty kill has a heightened sense of, purpose, emotion, all of it. I think it's going to go another level here for the best of 3, and we have to be prepared for that.
Corey, then we'll go over here.
The first 3 games of the series and all of last year's series everything was like you fight for every inch. It's so tight. How does, when there's a game that just breaks open like that, how does it change? Does it change this game coming up at all?
It can. I mean, you got to learn from what you've been doing throughout the course of the series. There's things that we've liked. There's things that we want to improve upon. We certainly took a step in game 4. Even I liked our game 3 as well. So I think there's some things that we did in that game that are repeatable. But I'm not going to go into specifics, but you have to learn and you have to be able to just adapt and kind of take what the other team gives you. But again, a lot of what we did in that game and why we had success is because we were really highly competitive, and the attention to detail within our game and in almost all areas of our game was good. So it's got to continue.
Finish over here.
There's been a lot of physical battles, obviously, but I think Kiviranta and Bishop had a little bit of back and forth. What does it mean to see a matchup like that when you have 2 guys who are maybe different in size, but it's been pretty intense?
Yeah, I mean that's what I love about Kivy is he's a competitor, and he's another guy on top of that jury line. For me, all year long is just continue to grow his game with the puck and try to be a bigger difference maker there. But playing against Kivy when he was here and see him elevate his game come playoff time, and he did it for us again last year. I know how much he wants to win, and it just seems like there's something this time of the year that when you get here that that you're going to get another level from him, and we've seen it in these battles with Bishop and everyone else he's playing against.
Thanks, Jared.